What's up, everybody? It's Scary from Killer Off-Road Hobbies, back with the third installment of the YJ. Now, if we take a look at this thing, I have done a little bit of work off camera. I apologize for that, but it's easy, simple stuff. I didn't think that I would need to go ahead and film that. I put this new bumper on. I haven't got the lights wired in yet, but it's on and it's in there. I did put these running boards on. Easy stuff. Once again, I didn't feel like it was necessary to record that. I also got the rear leafs in here. Since it's set in about 3 inches lower, which is perfect, I did go ahead and take out my transfer case and transmission spacer, and that has given me kind of a crappy driveline angle. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and pull the U-bolts and get that situated. I bought an 8-degree shim, so we'll see if that works. It should work. We did a degree finder and all that stuff. Now, I did kind of skip ahead because we haven't had the greatest weather, and my buddy came over and we just kind of hammered all this stuff out in one day. I also put a new clutch master cylinder in it because mine was leaking, you know, old Jeep thing. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this thing jacked up, throw some jack stands underneath the rear axle, get those U-bolts popped off, and then we'll get those rear springs unbolted, lift the Jeep off. I'll have to clamp the springs, and I'm gonna have to get a new bolt that goes through the springs and stuff, but I'll show you guys all that. So let's get into it. So this is my setup. Got the axle supported by 2 jack stands, and then I've got the pinion supported by a 4 jack. And as you can see, I'm using these 2 C-clips here to hold the spring together because I had to take the bolt out because the bolt's not long enough, and I had to go get some longer bolts. So now I'm gonna put the shim in there, the 8-degree shim, shove that bolt up there through, and then bolt it on. And then this side will be ready, and I'll do the other side, and then I'll set it back down on the axle. It's just U-bolts and, you know, a little Allen head bolt and all that stuff, so pretty easy stuff. So I've got everything prepped, got the C-clamps on, got the bolt out. What I had to do is take this bump stop loose, just 1 bolt, because I'm gonna run a drill bit through the hole just to make it easy to shove the new bolt through. Now this is a 21/64 drill bit, just slightly bigger than the bolt because it is hard to get it through this hole. So we're gonna just set this in here. And just barely open that hole up. Our new bolt should just drop straight through. Perfect. So now I'm gonna go underneath and put the block on, shove the bolt up through, tighten it down, and then we're gonna get this rear end U-bolted back up to these leaf springs. So it's back together, and of course, since you know it's a Jeep, I had to go buy new U-bolts because this thing wants to cost me money at every single turn. But I'm doing a lot of stuff that wasn't necessary, like I could have used my old bushings and stuff, but I'd rather have it all good. But check this pinion angle out. Stellar. Pointed right at the transfer case. So it's perfect. That's good. And just about ready to drop it back down on the ground. Looks good, and as of right now it should be drivable, but I still need my rear shocks. These shocks are too long and they do bottom out because they only got about like an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter of up travel, and these springs are so soft that it did that just coming in my driveway. It bottomed out, but we'll get those in. I'm gonna get her back on the ground, and then as soon as they come in we'll do the shocks, and then she'll be done for now. Well, everybody, here it is. So I know I jumped ahead and I didn't go as in depth as I wanted to with this thing. I got the rear leafs put on, I got the new shocks put in it. I mean, this thing's just drivable now. I drive it every day actually. I went ahead and pulled the top off and all that. Got some tube doors for it. You know, this thing's just awesome. I am totally digging the Jeep life, you guys. Like really, I've always been a Toyota guy, and I've always like hated on Jeeps because, you know, Toyotas or Jeeps, you always get that that little rivalry going on. But I'm telling you, I love driving this thing around. It's been doing awesome. I haven't changed it since I first got it, so I've put 921 miles on this thing. And trust me, in a YJ, that's kind of a lot of miles, but it's been running awesome. Once I hit about 200 miles on this setup, I'm gonna go retorque all my stuff and check my bearings and all that stuff. I'm telling you, this thing drives 1,000% better after getting that free spin kit and doing the high crossover steer. I mean, I am so happy with this thing. The only downfall is that I'm not running my sway bar in the front, so it's not quite as stable around corners and stuff, but I just take it slow. I don't really care. Plus this thing's a freaking 4-cylinder, so it is absolutely gutless. My next plans for this is to get an addition to this cage. I'm not gonna do a full custom cage. I've got a buddy who is going to build off of this cage and make it very, very safe. So that's kind of my plans for it. This thing on 36s with 488 gears will do 70 on the highway. Not like easily, you know, you're basically flooring it to do about 70, 75 on the highway, which is kind of quick in this thing anyways, with the tires and all of that stuff. But I do plan on putting my new tires on and everything. But I just figured I'd show you guys like kind of what I've done. I extended the shifter and I really like it like that. I got new boxes for my 6x9s that are waterproof. I mean, this thing is just, I really, really dig it. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This is probably one of my favorite vehicles to just drive around that I've ever had, and I've had a lot of vehicles. Just having the top off, not having to worry about getting pulled over by the CHP and stuff, because, you know, driving a crawler on the highway versus driving this on the highway is different because, you know, Jeeps are kind of designed this way. But I just wanted to show you guys that. I mean, taking that, I did put the blocks in the back to adjust that pinion angle. Everything's working great. You know, I took that skid plate lowering kit thing out. I mean, it's just working. These springs that I got, the crown springs, are awesome. They're really, really soft, so it makes for a nice ride. And I haven't really taken it off road yet, but I do plan on doing that. That will be in part 4. And I'm going to check my articulation, see if I've got any rub issues, which I do think I will have a little bit of rub issue right there at full steer. Other than that, I've got the lights and the bumper all hooked up now and everything. I mean, I'm just digging this thing, guys. I hope you enjoy these videos. You know, it takes a lot of time and effort to record yourself while you're working on stuff. And with my life, working 12 hours a day, 5 days a week on a night shift, and then trying to do the whole YouTube thing and stuff, it's a lot. So I try to get as much content as I can, but my life's so crazy with kids and baseball and, you know, just everything. So I really appreciate you guys watching this and taking the time out of your day to support me and what I'm doing on this channel. And I will see you guys on part 4, where we're actually going to take this thing out and test it out. Test out that front locker, test out those chromoly front shafts, you know, just kind of get a feel for how good the articulation is going to be over the last time I had it out, which I had almost no articulation. So thank you, everybody, and I'll see you on the next video. This is Gary from Killer Off-Road Hobby saying, until then, peace.